But let's continue. Verses number 10. 2 men went up to the temple to pray. 2 men, or 2 kinds of people. That's what the Bible is trying to imply here. 2 kinds of people came for the transformation camp. One was a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. Let's continue. The Pharisee stood and prayed as within himself, God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this tax collector. Verses number 12. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the tax collector, standing afar off, would not so much as raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, because I'm a sinner. Now, first of all, whatever we see in this Pharisee is what we call, he had a misguided confidence. And this confidence caused him to magnify himself by comparing himself to others. But also, what we see in this Pharisee is that this self-confidence, self-righteousness brought him into war with God. How? Because the Bible says he was not justified. So first of all, the Pharisee went to pray, but he was not justified. So that means you can pray, but you may never be justified in your prayer. The word justification also means to be accepted. He was not accepted. His prayer was denied. He was rejected because of the attitude. But the Bible says he prayed. He also prayed. Yasava. And the Bible says he was not justified. That's what the Bible continues to say. Because Jesus asked them, of these 2, who was justified? The Pharisee was not accepted. First of all, even before I go to what I have to speak, one of these things that we find in this Pharisee is what we call fault finding. The Pharisee was fault finding. He found fault of his brethren in church. These days we don't have Pharisees, but sometimes it feels like some people are overly righteous. Overly righteous. And today I wanted to help us. Probably we may miss on God. We may fail to be justified because we are overly righteous. And sometimes it could be you that you always find fault on others. You find fault. And if you're such kind of a person, you have headed into a great trouble. If you are a fault finder. In other words, pride is beginning to produce a fruit in you. It is beginning to produce its fruit in you slowly by slowly. Because one of these things I want us to look at, we have a Pharisee and we have a tax collector. Let me have 2 people here. Two people. Urizi ne Shadrach muje. Muduke. Kulu muzimbachi. Agwe yimirire. We have a Pharisee, for example, tunuledi. We We have a Pharisee and we have a tax collector. Both of these men have come to church, but both of them are sinners. The only difference is the way their sin is unfolding or forming on them is different. The outward form of the sin is different. For example, there is one who has hatred. I will give an example. There is one who is unforgiving. I know mutu we yateleka mutima siri musonyiwa ne walikola atya. Ya muchawa ne wayita awandulawo. Because of what they did to them, siri musonyiwa na yesi mwenzi. Nayono katugambe mubi oba mwenzi. The outward form of their sins are different, but both of them need mercy. Both of them are sinners. Oh no, I know mutima omulwadde tasonyiwa, tayagaliza, yajulenge. He's full of jealous and all that. Nesi mwenzi. The sin is inside of them. Chibichiri munda. And the outward form, omanyi, when you look at these two, unamwenzi, ekanisa yonna we mutunuliro no, oh no, tutusembereza, yebiwala byaba bitya, kyakajjamu olubuto, ayina omutima omubi, tasonyiwa, yakyawa. Ono kimwanguyira n'ogenda mu maaso ga Mukama n'agamba Mukama, nze siringa oli, siringa oli yakajjamu olubuto, siringa oli ayendeguza, agenda yebaka buli wamu. Juzi bamukwata ne mu lodge, juzi bamukwata n'omusajja simanyi n'omukazi w'omusajja omulala. Siringa oli. This is the scenario that was